Velasco, and thank you for reading.
Manny Pacquiao, Nicole, I don't think there'll be a problem for Manny.
Has its share of great fights. But every once in a while, the market also becomes close to nothing.
And only here, para sa bayan. And that's the opening bell for Round by Round, presented to you by Eastern Communications. Ako po si Boyet Sison.
And I'm Attorney Ed Tolentino. Joining us later in the show is our good friend Bill Velasco.
Mga kaibigan, na aming pag-uusapan ni Attorney Ed sa aming unang paksa ngayon ay isang balita na patungkol sa isang two-time Olympic champion na hinahamon mga kaibigan ang celebrity boxer na si Jake Paul. Ang katakataka dito ay isa tong multi-awarded na boxer itong si Claressa Shields. At siguro sa init na lang na ulo niya dahil hindi ganun kadami ang kanyang pagkakataon upang makuha ika nga ng big money fights. Kaya nabanggit niya siguro na hamunin ko kaya si Jake Paul. Ano masabi mo, Attorney Ed?
Well, alam mo, tama ka, Boyet. Siguro nasabi ito ni Claressa Shields out of frustration. Paano ba naman? Two-time Olympic gold medalist ka, multi-weight division champion sa boxing, the best woman fighter on the planet right now. Yung huling laban niya sa boxing, she did not even receive a guaranteed purse. Samantalang itong si Paul, YouTuber, lumabang kay Tyron Woodley, receive a guaranteed $2 million plus share niya sa pay-per-view. So talagang may inis ka sapagkat ikaw, si Claressa Shields, talagang boxing from the ground up, dinevelop mo skills mo, pagkatapos eto lang, wala pang guaranteed purse. Ito, YouTuber, bigla lang pumasok sa eksena, ang laki ng kinita, hindi ba? And then pangalawa, siguro, naniniwala talaga siya na kaya niyang talunin to. Kaya ko itong talunin. Although, pag tinignan mo yung kanilang physical build, around 5'8", 155 pounds itong si Claressa Shields. Malaki to for a girl fighter. Pero 6-footer naman at 190 pounds yung huling timbang ni Jake Paul. So medyo malaki diferensya. And then pangatlo, meron bang komisyon sa Amerika na magsasanction ng labang ito? Sapagkat alam natin, man versus woman, medyo may mga implications po ito. Hindi basta-basta igagrant ng mga boxing commission sa Amerika. So yan ang mga anggulo tingin ko. Kaya talagang naghamon itong si Claressa Shields. Magaling siyang boxingero. Sabi ko nga kung si Black Panther, give that lady a shield because she's really good. She's really good.
Well, madagdag ko na sa mga sinabi mo, Attorney Ed. Isa sa mga tampo nitong si Claressa Shields ay dahil itong si Jake Paul, mga kaibigan, ay mayroon siyang sariling promotions company, ang Most Valuable Promotions Company, na ngayon sinign up ang isa pang female boxer na nagngangalang Amanda Serrano sa isang kontrata. Ngayon, sabi niya, sabi ni Claressa Shields, teka muna, mas maganda record ko, mas madami akong achievements. Bakit si Amanda Serrano ang ika nga sinasign up mo? Yamat din lang na hindi lang ako boxer, MMA fighter pa ako. Marketable commodity. And that's most likely also why Claressa is kind of heartbroken or very pissed off at the fact that Jake Paul and Most Valuable Promotions instead signs up Amanda Serrano.
Iyan talaga malaking problema sa women's boxing ngayon. Itong si Claressa Shields has been an independent all along. Wala siyang affiliation sa mga promotions. So madali talaga siya papirmahin. Pero all of a sudden, na-ignore pa siya. Kaya siya napilitang pumasok sa MMA, sa Professional Fighters League o PFL. Sapagkat sa totoo lang sa Amerika, baliktad ang sitwasyon. Sa MMA, medyo merong atensyon yung mga babae.
Oo.
Medyo mas kumikita ng malaki kasi nga si Ronda Rousey, she set the stage, hindi ba? So sabi niya, parang sa MMA mas napapansin pa ako. Dito sa boxing, sa Amerika, wala masyado. Tapos wala ring kompetisyon. Punta ka pa sa mga overseas, nandun ang mga
Right,
lady fighters. So,
Oh.
iyan ang din ang maaring dahilan. Ano? So, talagang, I cannot blame her really. Itong si Claressa Shields, kung medyo magpanting ang kanyang tenga sa nangyayari ngayon sa boxing, particularly women's boxing.
You know, you're talking about women's boxing. There's a very famous female boxer who currently has a biographical movie on Netflix. And I'm talking about Christy Waters, who for me is one of the trailblazers. Correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Ed. Si Christy Waters ay nahalal na sa Hall of Fame, hindi ba?
Ay ganoon nga sitwasyon at maganda rin naman yung ganyang klaseng pelikula sapagkat it promotes women's boxing. Even before, remember yung kay Clint Eastwood?
Yes,
Yung
yes.
Million Dollar Baby.
$1 Million Baby, correct.
Yeah, Million Dollar Baby also paved the way for some attention sa women's boxing.
boxing,
So,
right.
so maganda yan kasi talaga lang kinakailangan ng konting push
Right.
ang women's boxing. Pero I don't think it will receive a major push if you will fight the men. I think mas maganda mag-develop ang women's boxing, sarili niyang teritoryo, independent of men's boxing. I-develop mo ang sarili mong teritoryo, kumbaga. Kasi wala rin mangyayari kung man versus woman. That will just be a novelty.
Right, right. Is it also because maybe, I'm just speculating here, no? We're just talking aloud, ika nga. Is the product not as attractive as when you talk about men's boxing?
Well, in a way, kasi unang-una, magkaiba ang rules nila yung duration ng round, mas maigsi, amateur boxing na, sa mga lalaki, tinanggal na. Hindi ba? So, may konting limitation, yung number of rounds, etc. etc. Tsaka siyempre, siguro, wala pa talagang followers Imagine ang women's boxing has been around since the 18th century.
Right.
1904 Olympics, it was introduced as a demo sport, women's boxing. Pero kailan siya naging regular sport sa Olympics? 2012.
Oo.
Grabe, tagal. 1904 in-introduce.
London Olympics na, di ba?
Doon pa lang naging regular sport. At kung titinan mo, ngayon may mga WBC women's title na, pero bibihira ang nagme-main event. Karamihan sa mga women's boxing matches, nasa undercard lamang.
Hindi pa undercard, lower undercard. Minsan wala pa sa TV broadcast kung tutusin.
Yun, tama ka. Minsan hindi pa nila nami-meet yung pay-per-view cut na sinasabi natin. So,
tama.
yun ang sitwasyon ngayon. Nagkaroon ng konting revival, if I recall, nung panahon ni na Laila Ali.
Right.
Yan, si Christy Martin. Remember, doon nagkaroon ng konting...
Naglaban ba yung dalawang yan? Si Christy Martin at si Laila Ali. Naglaban ba yan?
Medyo laos na. Nagpang-abot sila.
Nagpang-abot.
In the 1970s, I also remember si Cat Davis.
Yes.
An American boxer who became the first lady boxer to grace the cover of Ring Magazine.
Ring Magazine.
Sumisikat na si Cat Davis noong 1970s. Ang problema, Boyet, na-booking. Nakaramihan ng laban niya ay fixed.
Oo.
Diba? So
nasira, diba? So sa ganyang siste, nasira na naman. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon na ng momentum.
Yes.
Nasira na naman yung momentum, di ba? Na-break ang momentum, di ba? Well, mga kaibigan, itong si Claressa Shields, mga kaibigan, nabanggit ko nga kanina, ay meron pang isang career being an MMA fighter. At sa darating pong October 27 at PFL 10, she will be fighting against Abigail Montes. So kung gusto nyo makilala lang mas lalo itong si Claressa Shields at para ma-evaluate nyo yung usapan namin ni Attorney Ed, panoorin nyo siya on October 27 at PFL 10 as she goes up against Abigail Montes. Okay, aming susunod naman ngayon mga kaibigan na paksa na pag-usapan ni Attorney Ed at ang usapan namin ngayon, di ba, ito nga, Jake Paul, kung ano-anong mga celebrity boxing match, may mga artistang sumasawsaw, kung ano-ano pa, bakit nga ba? Sa dinami-dami ng mga sport, lalong-lalo na sa ika nga of recent dates, no? Why has there been an influx or somewhat of an invasion of the outsiders as far as the sport of boxing is concerned. Meron nga naman ups and downs in boxing. Napag-usapan na ng round by round yan, yung mga peaks and valleys ng sport na boxing na, well, sa ngayon, no, mga kaibigan, that as we speak, the men's heavyweight division is now starting to percolate like it's never have this, not like it has never had in past years. Ngayon, mainit na mainit yung heavyweight division. Pero bakit din, mga kaibigan? Ito na nga, there is somewhat of an invasion of outsiders into the world of boxing. Bakit itong mga kaibigan nagiging magnet for celebrity crossover fights? Pwede naman sila maglaro ng tennis, magabon ng mag-tennis, basketball, or ibang sport. Pero bakit nga ba boxing ang pinupuntirya nila, Attorney Ed?
Well, number one, sabi mo nga, puro mga celebrities ito, no? Jake Paul, di ba, yung rapper pa, pumasok doon si Aaron Carter, mga celebrities. Bakit sila pumapasok sa boxing? Alam natin to, Boyet, maraming mga celebrities ang nagte-take up ng boxing to stay fit. Okay?
Right.
Ang dami sa kanila, nag-i-stay fit. Ngayon, itong mga celebrities na ito, later on, pumasok sa social media. Ang dami nilang instant followers, milyones. Ngayon, pangatlo, sa boxing, alam natin, madaming mga promoter dyan. Itong mga promoter na ito, nakita, celebrity, may followers, milyones, nagbo-boxing para to stay in shape. Kung ito'y kukunin ko sa boxing, ay kung yan may 10 million followers, kahit 5 million magbayad ng ticket, sulit na. Hindi ba? Yan ang nangyari kay Jake Paul effect eh. Hindi ba? Milyones ang followers sa social media. Ngayon, another reason, yung mga regular champions natin sa boxing ay puro nagbabakasyon. Kumbaga, once a year lang lumaban. Yung iba, yung mga laban, yung mga gusto nang makita ng mga taong laban sa boxing, hindi natutuloy. Puro nagkakantsawan lang, nagsisiraan sa YouTube, sa social media, pero ayaw namang problema ng kontrata. Hindi ba? Kaya nga, very rare, yung nangyari ngayon sa sinasabi mo, yung heavyweight division, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, ang laking boost sa boxing yun sapagkat this is a legit boxing match.
Right.
So itong mga celebrities, nakita nila, may vacuum. Nagbabakasyon si na Terence Crawford, yung mga magagaling. Wala, hindi lumalaban. Kami muna.
So okay. Just to fast forward the conversation. What if in the next few months, our situation as far as the pandemic is concerned starts to really normalize and everybody returns to the sport? Where will celebrity boxing be?
It will be in a different category. Okay? Talagang maring entertainment/exhibition matches. Hindi basta-basta mawawala yan kasi nga nasa mundo na tayo ng social media. Pina-plug na nila sa mga YouTube channels nila. Pero it will take a while before this novelty wears off. Pero kinakailangan, pag nag-normalize ang sitwasyon, kailangan maging aktibo yung ating mga regular champions sa boxing. Kasi ang laki ng pera eh. Because of na-discover nila yung live streaming eh. Dati pay-per-view lang eh. Ngayon may live streaming na. Kahit cellphone mo, pwede na.
Pwede na.
Di ba? So, kailangan yung mga boxing champions, ma-realize nila, ang daming pera sa boxing, hindi na pupunta sa inyo.
Diba? The viewership platform has expanded tenfold. So for them to they have to realize that the opportunity is really there, and all they have to do is really train themselves well and fight well, di ba?
And show some showmanship.
Yeah.
Yung mga boxing champ, wala eh. Kaya tinatalo sila ni na Jake Paul. Nakita mo na kung paano ibenta laban. So parang nakikita ko lang magaling magbenta si Tyson Fury. Nakita mo yung kanyang mga antics, hindi ba? Kailangan medyo tumayo ka sa ganun. Hindi na pwede yung basta-bastang laban lang. Diba? Kailangan may konting show.
Kailangan may showmanship na. Tama.
At kasama na yan sa social media.
Tama. And mga kaibigan, sa ganang amin ni Attorney Ed, pag ang fighter, ika nga, if you're a fighter, you have to also be conscious of the showmanship aspect. Because if you do not put on the show, your audience will not be there to watch you again. At this stage, mga kaibigan, at this point of our episode, we'll turn it over to our good friend, Bill Velasco.
Thanks, Boyet and Ed. I'd like to talk about a major development that impacts all sports, not just boxing. The World Anti-Doping Agency, or WADA, said that North Korea, Thailand, and Indonesia are not WADA compliant. Now, this has severe repercussions on their participation and even hosting and being any part of international multi-sport competitions or any sporting competitions which are involving WADA except for the Olympic Games. And it does not even allow them to display their flags or have any of their officials participate as members of committees in any of these organizing federations. So what is WADA? Back in the late 1980s and early 1990s, there were a series of high-profile events involving athletes who cheated. No? Gumamit po sila ng mga pinagbabawal na gamot para lumakas, para makapagsipag sa training at para makabalik sa training kung sakaling sila ay magkaroon ng mga injury. Ang pinakatanyag dito ay si Ben Johnson, isang Canadian sprinter na tumalo kay Carl Lewis noong 1988 Olympics. Now, Johnson was suspected of having used steroids like stanozolol because his eyes were yellow, which is a manifestation of the use of performance-enhancing drugs. So he was tested, again, was found positive, and was stripped of his medals. Ngayon, ang WADA po ay binuo noong 1999 bilang tugon sa mga ganitong sitwasyon. It now involves over 600 organizations worldwide, and it involves many people from the International Amateur Athletic Federation, the International Olympic Committee, and many other national federations from all over the world. Now, an athlete who is in a WADA organized or sponsored program has to submit urine samples. And generally, those are 2 urine samples. The A sample is what is used for retesting once an athlete medals or is suspected of having used performance-enhancing substances. And the second bottle is going to be used to reconfirm the initial test. Ngayon po, yung bote po na ginagamit nila, yung Berry kit na tinatawag, ay kakaibang klaseng bote po yan. Hindi nyo po siya mabubuksan kung hindi nyo babasagin yung takip. That was supposedly a safety feature para hindi po mabuksan, mapalitan yung laman niya na ihi, na urine sample. However, in the documentary Icarus, cyclist and television producer Brian Fogel investigated how Russia was skirting the procedures of WADA by swapping out the urine. His initial curiosity was based on how Lance Armstrong could pass hundreds of drug tests and still win while using performance-enhancing substances. Yun po ang naging ugat ng investigasyon niya na nagbunga ng isang documentary na mapapanood ninyo sa Netflix. Ngayon, ano magiging epekto nitong North Korea, Thailand at Indonesia sa boxing? Unang-una, tandaan po natin, Thailand is one of the top 10 boxing countries in the world. Therefore, this means that for at least 1 year, or until the suspension is lifted by WADA, whichever is longer, they cannot participate. Their officials, their judges, their referees cannot be part of any international competition involving WADA. Ngayon, ano pong problema dyan? Sa susunod na taon, may 3 malaking kompetisyon na kasali ang Thailand, ang Indonesia, at pati ang yung sa dalawa, ang North Korea. First, we will have the Southeast Asian Games, which is scheduled for May in Vietnam. And then in the 3rd quarter, we're going to have the Asian Games. And in the 4th quarter, we're going to have the Asian Youth Games. So that means for those 3 competitions, be it boxing or any other sport, hindi po sila pwede magpadala ng referee, ng judge, hindi po sila pwede bumoto, hindi po pwede ipakita yung bandera nila. Now, the question is, can this also impact professional boxing? Well, as we saw with the WBC, they did not follow the VADA, the Volunteers Anti-Doping Agency, and they still had their own boxing matches with Oscar Valdez, winning his title defense even after testing positive. So that is the big question mark as of now. And that is my crash course on WADA and what this suspension means to North Korea, Indonesia, and Thailand. Back to you, Boyd and Ed.
Thanks, Bill. And we now go to our Fearless Forecast brought to you by Eastern Communications at ang aming napili ni Attorney Ed. Ang darating na laban between Vic the Vicious Saludar at ni Eric Mini Pacman Rosa Pacheco for the WBA regular title in a 12-round minimum weight bout on December 9th at the Santo Domingo Arena in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Attorney Ed, gaano kalaki ang magiging hometown advantage nitong si Rosa Pacheco?
Well, alam mo, Boyet, magiging malaking factor ang home court o hometown nitong si Pacheco, no? Sapagkat sa Dominican Republic, he is being looked upon as the next big star of boxing in that country. Even though he only has, around 4 fights lang. This guy, this young man, is a very aggressive, very flashy southpaw boxer. Maganda ang kanyang kartada. Exciting, kaya nga Mini Pacman ang tawag sa kanya. So malaking bagay na doon pa sa kanyang teritoryo gaganapin ang labang ito. Ngayon, we all say, Vic Saludar, sanay naman lumaban sa abroad yan. Road warrior rin eh. Pero remember, sa 4 niyang talo, yung 2 nangyari on foreign soil. So mabigat din ang pressure dito para kay Vicious Vic Saludar. Malaki po ang nakataya sa labang ito. Saludar is recognized as the WBA regular minimum weight champion. Ngayon po ang WBA, pinapurge na nila yung kanilang title. Ang dami nilang title eh. May super champion, may regular champion, may interim champion. Yung super champion is looked upon as the real champion.
Yun yung tunay. Yun yung tunay na may hawak na corona.
Yun yung tunay. Ngayon, itong si Saludar, regular champion, si Pacheco, interim champion. Maglalaban ngayon sila at kung sino mananalo, lalabanan yung super champion ng WBA para maging isa na lamang ang kampiyon sa minimum weight division ng WBA. So very important na laban ito para kay Vic Saludar. Magandang laban ito. Saludar, a good counter puncher boxer going up against a very aggressive, flashy southpaw boxer in Pacheco.
O, kanino ka pupusta dyan? O, kanino ka nakataya dyan? Sige.
Ako, personally, I like the style of Saludar. Very flashy, very calculating. Mas scientific itong si Saludar. Pero magaling. Magaling yung Pacheco.
Magaling yung Pacheco.
Magaling yung Pacheco. Kahit 4 na laban lang, ano? Magaling.
Maganda yung mechanics eh. Maganda yung mechanics.
So kailangan si Saludar, kailangan talagang tsempuhan. Gandahan niya ang tempo. He has to be patient. Dalhin niya ang laban sa middle rounds kasi nga 4 na laban ito, maaaring hindi pa ganun ka-tested ang stamina, no? So kailangan maging maingat at maganda ang timing nitong si Saludar. Tingin ko, igugulpi-digulat siya ni Pacheco in the early rounds. So very tough fight para kay Vic Saludar ito.
And that is our Fearless Forecast, mga kaibigan, brought to you by Eastern Communications. And that's the final bell for today's episode of Round by Round presented by Eastern Communications. Ako po, si Boyet Season.
At ako po si Attorney Ed Tolentino. We're on Facebook at 9 p.m. Monday to Friday and right after sa YouTube naman. So like, share, follow, and subscribe dito sa Round by Round.
On the next edition of our program, mga kaibigan, it'll be Nisi Ecasiano at si Ryan Songalia who will be answering the bell. This has been Round by Round, all boxing, all Filipino, all the time. Ingat po kayo.